Since Maurice Garin carried himself over the finish line in 1903 in first place, more than 48 men have shared 88 Tour de France victories. Thousands of riders have completed thousands of kilometres, bid for the race's holy grail, the yellow jersey, and delivered many thrills and spills. Few sporting events compare with the Tour de France for sheer excitement and daring deeds. And few have a history as fascinating as that of the world's greatest sporting adventure. From the pioneers and the appalling treatment of riders in the early days, it's always been a talking point. The biggest sporting event outside football's World Cup and the Olympic Games originated in 1903, only because of the feud between two French sports newspapers, Le Vélo and competitor l'Auto Vélo. In January of 1903, Le Vélo won a trademark suit against its competitor, and l'Auto Vélo was forced to become simply l'Auto. Fearful the name change would kill the newspaper, the auto editor Henry de Grange decided that a major race would create publicity and circulation. His cycling reporter suggested a 6-day race over rugged roads around towns in France. On January 19, 1903, l'Auto announced the greatest cycling trial in the entire world. A month long, travelling from Paris to Lyon, to Marseille, to Toulouse, to Bordeaux, to Nantes, and returning to finish in Paris. With a 20-franc entrance fee, response was poor. Only 15 riders had signed up by a week before the scheduled May 31st start. Henry postponed the race, announced the first 50 riders would be given 5 francs per day for their expenses, and increased the prize money to 20,000 francs for the winner. That did it. Within a short time, 60 cyclists had signed. Even though the race had to be postponed one more time to July 19th for logistical reasons, it was an enormous success. When winner Maurice Garin entered Paris, a crowd of 20,000 paying spectators cheered him, and a special edition of l'Auto sold 130,000 copies, 100,000 more than the newspaper's average circulation. The basic idea of a race through the country, broken into stages and based on cumulative time, has remained intact throughout the history of the Tour de France. Partway through the 1919 race, it occurred to de Grange that the race leader ought to wear something distinctive, since spectators along the route often had no idea who was winning. He decided on a yellow jersey, chiefly because l'Auto was printed on yellow paper, and a new era was born. The original race in 1903 had 6 stages covering 2,388 kilometres. The Tour de France grew to as many as 24 stages and 5,564 kilometres, but in recent years the distance has ranged from 3.5 to about 4,000 kilometres. 100 years on, and Tour director Jean-Marie Leblanc unveiled the 20 stages that form part of the 2003 Tour, visiting the 6 cities that took part in the 1903 race. The announcement of the latest route also allowed for the chance to look back at the prestigious event with past champions in attendance. Federico Bahamontes was king of the mountains 6 times between 1954 and 1964, but perhaps the greatest former winner of all is Lance Armstrong of the United States, who has recovered from testicular cancer to dominate the event in recent years. Steeped in tradition, this mammoth sporting event never fails to offer grueling excitement and inspirational stories of triumph and tragedy. Little wonder it has become the success it has.